So some of the do's and don'ts of selecting the franchising, you want to get into a franchise because they do have a higher margin potential, right? If you're getting into a brand that's well known, that's a premium. If I can sell my cup of coffee at 18 dirhams because I'm part of a franchise versus selling it for 8 if I'm not, or 10 or 12, then things begin to make sense. So you want to have a look at something that does have above average profits, definitely more than what you're going to get investing your money in something that's great. Okay, have a look at what it caters to, the market-wise. How focused are they on the consumer experience, and then also have a look at what their plan is, for the future in terms of new target markets and how they would adapt the consumer experience to suit that. And I can tell you even that there are some places coming up now, for example, coffee places where part of their plan is they don't have Wi-Fi access, and things like that, so they can get more interaction between people. So, anything can work, but you've got to really look at the consumer experience and do you think it would work in your market. Do those people keep coming back for more, or is it something that you probably sell once and will go away? So again, hospitality, I keep thinking hospitality, you want that repeatable business, but there are other franchises where the business might not be repeatable. And how much can it grow? So, if you're risking your hard-earned cash today, what's the absolute, try and get an absolute upper limit of what sort of numbers you can do if things go extremely well. Yeah, how big is your market? Okay, and you'd hope that with marketing and advertising you get a lot of support from the franchisor, but if they're from another country, then think of, you might have to do some creative things yourself and agree with them. Usually they'd have to sign up on it to get, the right sort of attention in your own country. But the great thing with online media now and social marketing is those things can be managed quite easily as well, or there are ways to manage them easily. The don'ts: don't buy into a franchise blindly, and we went into those. And I don't agree with these, but you need to look at these. Okay, so if you've got a similar experience, then keep an eye out on what if you're expanding and you decide to expand with a franchise or maybe change track, keep that in mind. And then the other one is if there is a huge initial payment, like I gave the example of McDonald's, then make sure that the risk is covered. Yeah. If there's a huge payout, then you should be pretty much making money from day one. Okay. Other things to look at. So we've got a new company that's looking at franchising for shawarma time. Their concept looks quite cool. They've got a very funky website, which I find very hard to use. But they're beginning to franchise. I don't have much information on them at the moment, but they're just a quick example of a company called Franco. They will offer all of these different things that you would need to begin a franchising opportunity. Now, what you've got to keep in mind is there are a lot of advantages of going to an existing franchisor. One is you're probably going to get more exposure if they're well known as being part of their community. Number two, they've probably already had a lot of things that have failed and have worked with other partners or franchisors they've worked with. So that would be a big advantage. Number three, they could open up new markets to you a lot easier. So someone like Francorp is a US-based company. Your next show on the time floor now could be in California. It doesn't have to be in Dubai or Abu Dhabi or Ras Al Khaimah, right? So some of the things to consider. I've had exposure and met some really great people here from a company called Management 2000. We actually ran a live event with them earlier in the year, which was really great. A lot of experience there, and they've got a local setup here as well. So just keep those guys in mind if you're thinking about it. But I'm sure there are others as well. So just do your research as well. So whenever you see a successful business, someone once made a courageous decision, and that is so true, right? So guys, if you think of stepping into that land of entrepreneurship, if you haven't already, it does take a lot of guts and a courageous decision. Think of the good and bad things that come with it, or the risks, let's say, that come with it. But, the world needs you guys and us that, are willing to go out there and start a new business, right?